First time a country has hosted the competition twice in succession, Mill Street 93 and Dublin 94.
A Uachtarán, a Ordmhéire, a Hísigh, a Dhuine Uaisle. Céad fáiltearóibh go dtí Archana na Fuainte Blát Cliath. Cúis luachóire go radio telefís éireann an neocomórtas áráníochta óraifíse is tríocha a chur I mhuir láthair.
President, Lord Mayor, Taoiseach and dignitaries, welcome to the Point Theatre in Dublin, where tonight Radio Telefís Éireann is proud to present the 39th Eurovision Song Contest.
Madame la Présidente, Monsieur le Maire, Monsieur le Premier ministre, Mesdames, Mesdemoiselles et Messieurs, nous sommes enchantés de vous souhaiter la bienvenue au 39e concours de la chanson de l'Eurovision.
Welcome also to the hundreds of millions of TV viewers tuned into RTE's Global Jukebox. This is Eurovision's 5th outing to Ireland and its 4th visit to Dublin.
Dublin, or Blát Cliath, as we say in Irish, has become the unofficial home of culture and creativity. The James Joyce à Samuel Beckett, en passant par U2 et Sinead O'Connor. Notre tradition a toujours été une tradition de culture.
With writers such as James Joyce and Samuel Beckett, and performers like our U2 and Sinead O'Connor, Dublin and Ireland has put itself squarely and surely on the world's literary and music map.
Cuis chuin Blát Cliath, mar amán an auna lifa muir éireann amach. Is an seo a detal rinceoirí an báilseo. Is an seo a chuir U2 na tanta rachiol go spéir.
O coid speisialta, oid speisialta. Tonight, Europe comes to the dock of Dublin Bay, and over the next couple of hours on RTE, the Point Theatre will become the music arena that decides who will follow in the footsteps of last year's winners.
Yes, it's thanks to Niamh Kavanagh and composer Jimmy Walsh that the song contest returns to Ireland tonight. Fannagy Lynn go bhfeicimid Codrilig on Grand Prix Imliana.
Céad míle fáilte and a very special welcome to the 7 new states competing for the very first time in a Eurovision Song Contest. Tonight we've Estonia, Romania, Hungary, Russia, Poland, Lithuania and Slovakia.
Together with those 7 debutantes, we have 18 other countries competing for the Grand Prix, ably assisted by the RTE Concert Orchestra under the baton of Noel Keelan and the leadership of Michael Darcy.
Noel Keelan is conducting his 22nd Eurovision, which is a record in the annals of the competition.
Now, as some of you may already know, tonight's order of appearance has been decided by a draw, as per usual. But the honour of opening the 39th Eurovision Song Contest goes to Sweden.
We're continuing a literary theme now, and Dublin, and looking at the works of James Joyce and Brendan Behan, right up to Roddy Doyle. This is by way of introducing the Swedish entry, and one of these video postcards will introduce each of the 25 acts tonight. I'll tell you a little bit more about the fashion later on, about Jerry's outfit and Cynthia's dress. There will be a second dress as well. But we must take this time to introduce you to our first performers. The song is from Sweden. It's called Stjärnorna, or Stars of Night, or Avalon is another alternative title in English, composed by Micke Littfold and Peter Bertilsson. We're going to meet the performers now. The chap, unusual hairstyle, as you will see in a moment, and he's wearing a Mongolian battle dress as a sort of an outfit. Perhaps they go well together, I'm not sure. They're enjoying Roddy Doyle anyway. 16-1 the bookies are giving on Sweden. And the conductor is Anders Berglund, a veteran of this competition. So first off, it's Sweden, Stars of Night.
Se har du vaknat för att ge mig av din härlighet, eller försvinner du Någonstans i ett regn där dina tårar blir en spegel av den ensamhet som jag känner nu. Men om du ger mig av det ljus du har, stannar dagen kvar tills månen tänder. Stjärnorna som lyser upp i natt, som ger vår kärlek kraft, som leder oss när vinden vänder. Stjärnorna som styr ödets hand när hjärtan sätts i brand,
som leder oss till drömmens land.
Kom och ta min hand, följ mig in här.
God morgon min sol, tänk om jag kunde se allt det som bara du kan se. Då visste jag allt det du vet om vad som händer med oss båda i en morgondag. Om du stannar kvar, så om du ger mig av det ljus du har, stannar dagen kvar tills månen tänder.
Stjärnorna som lyser upp i natt, som ger vår kärlek kraft, som leder oss när vinden vänder. Stjärnorna som styr med ödets hand när hjärtan sätts i brand. Och jag till dig en tanke sänder. Stjärnorna som lyser upp i natt,
Så ger vår kärlek kraft, som leder oss.
stjärnorna som styr ödets hand när hjärtan sätts i brand. Till drömmens
Song number one for Sweden, Mari Bergman and Roger Pontare and Stav Nurne. And just look at that magnificent set. Well, we're looking at the audience at the moment, but the set will change dramatically, designed by Paula Farrell and used to perfection by the director Pat Cower. We're going seafaring now, sailboarding off the coast of County Mayo. And when you see the costumes of the Finns who are about to arrive on stage, perhaps the seafaring motif is appropriate because they look sort of like 1920s swimsuits, but you'll see that in a moment. Fly fishing off the west coast. And this is the visitor centre at the Quai de Fields. Older than the pyramids, and a tree running right up through the centre. The artists in question here are two sisters, Virpi and Katja Katka, and that is why they have given themselves the name Cat Cat as a duo. Not those, they're the backing vocalists. They're the girls now, Virpi and Katja Katka, but they will call themselves Cat Cat. The title of the song, exploiting a loophole that allows English titles, is Bye Bye Baby, and it's composed by Kari Sauli and Maka Lentonen. Again, brilliant change of set. Olli Ahvenlahti is the conductor for song number two for Finland, Bye Bye Baby. Irish entry, 12-1 is what the bookies are offering there. But very popular with the audience here. Jerry's back, wearing a jacket of gold Duchess satin, buttons of rock gold, and black trousers complete his outfit.
Next, we have the Irish entry. Paul Harrington and Charlie McGettigan performing Rock and Roll Kids. But first, let's take a look at what we humbly consider to be the Boulevard Saint-Germain of Dublin.
I've never heard Jerry being humble before in my life. Anyway, street scenes of Dublin, which we'll enjoy here as I bring you a couple of details. 9-2 are the odds. We're the third favourite with Rock and Roll Kids. And a couple of things. The applause you hear in the background is for the piano being dragged out, and Paul and Charlie are getting on stage. Paul was out at a street party this afternoon, which his friends and relatives in Killester were throwing. His mother had been very ill in Beaumont Hospital, and he went out to see her this afternoon. And Paul asked me, Eileen, I know you're watching. He asked me especially to say hello to you. Charlie asked me to say hello to everyone in Drumshanbo, and I'm happy to do that as well, because I know that you're all there rooting for the pair of them, and indeed for our writer, Brendan Graham. Can it be 3 in a row? It would be history-making if that were to happen. But as I say, the bookies making us third favourite after the UK and Germany with Rock and Roll Kids. The lads having a well-deserved cup of coffee in Bewley's, but if they sang over their coffee, I think they'd be slung out in the rear. Anyway, everyone enjoys this song. All the delegations are expecting great things of us. And the conductor, of course, is our own Noel Keelan, conducting not us, because there's very little involved except a little bass and drums.
I remember 62. I was 16 and so were you, and we lived next door on the avenue. Jerry Lee was big and Elvis too. Blue jeans and blue suede shoes, and we never knew what life held in store. We just wanted to rock and roll forevermore. We were the rock and roll kids. Rock and roll was all we did. And listening to those songs on the radio, I was yours and you were mine, but that was once upon a time. Now we never seem to rock and roll anymore. Now Johnny's in love with the girl next door. Mary's down at the record store. They don't want to be around us no more. Golden oldies, but we hardly speak. Too busy running to a different beat. Hard to understand. We were once like that. How I wish we could find those rock and roll days again. We were the rock and roll kids, and rock and roll was all we did. And listening to those songs on the radio, I was yours and you were mine, but that was once upon a time. Now we never seem to rock and roll anymore. I was yours and you were mine, that was once upon a time. Now we never seem to rock and roll. We just never seem to rock and roll anymore.
Composed by Brendan Graham. Wonderful reception for Paul Harrington and Charlie. Well deserved. The song gets better and better every time you hear it. But now we're going north. We're going to the Ulster History Park, Gorchin Glen Forest Park. And we're looking at some of our ancient history. This serves as an introduction to a couple from a different part of the world, from Cyprus. They're a husband and wife, and they are, I think, married about a year or so. The composer is Georgia Theophanos, and Evrediki is his wife, and she performed in 1992 in Malmo for Cyprus. We're going to meet them now in a moment, but she told me during the week that she had to be stitched into her dress twice because the food is so good in Dublin that her dress had to be let out, and she's stitched in it tonight. It's beautiful, as you can see. Here they are making a last-minute video, especially for home consumption. But pay special attention to what they do with the set. Paula Farrell's set and Pat Cowup's direction really can transform this wonderful urban landscape into something different for every single song. There's Evrediki, and there's the composer and the conductor, the husband, Georgia Theophanos. Ime anthropos kiego. Go. Evrediki getting a great reception here. Well, now Cynthia's back, wearing a gown in liquid gold lace with veils and brown silk flowing freely.
Let's join Siga and friends on the cobble streets of Temple Bar, a quarter buzzing with the sounds of arts, music and melody.
And it's very appropriate, I suppose, that the Icelandic people should be down in the newest shopping area in Dublin, because they're a great nation of shoppers. Every autumn and spring, tens of thousands of them arrive, and I'm sure they visit Temple Bar. They find Dublin an extremely inexpensive place to shop, and they reckon by the turn of the century, everybody in Iceland will have been to Dublin. The song has another Irish connection as well, because it is conducted and arranged by Frank McNamara. Yes, he of the Late Late Show fame, because Frank has been associated with the last two Irish wins, and they felt that they should maybe hitch their wagon to a star. And so Siga is here with an orchestration by Frank McNamara. The song is called Night Tour, which there's Siga herself there and members of her entourage down in Temple Bar in the design yard, completely captivated by the goods on display. It's composed by Fredrik Karlsson and Stefan Hilmarsson, and conducted, of course, by Frank McNamara.
Nætur, draumalög, dimmblár himinn við sjónarönd. Nætur, þar þú, þangað svíf ég í draumi nú. Allt sem ég óska mér ofið í skýin hvít. Í húminu þín ein nýtt. Ég hver veg kvöldar tekur, hvert sem hugur ber. Svefni laðar lokkar mig af stað. Leiðin grein. Nætur, draumalög, dimmblár himinn við sjónarönd. Nætur, þar þú, þangað svíf ég í draumi nú. Allt það sem enginn sér, ég eigi miðja nótt. Í svefni oft ég sendi skilaboð til þín, já. Þögnin flytur þvílík leyndarmál. Þangað draumalög, dimmblár himinn við sjónarönd. Nætur, þar þú, þangað svíf ég í draumi nú. Og í nótt og við hljótt ég þar enn að huga flugi. Læðist inn í þetta sinn, þangað ég þig. Draumalög, dimmblár himinn við sjónarönd. Nætur, því þar þú, í svefni þangað svíf ég skilaboð til þín. Nætur, þar þú, þangað svíf ég í draumi nú. Og við hljótt, í draumi nú. Og við hljótt, í draumi nú.
Siga from Iceland and Night Tour, conducted and arranged by Frank McNamara. A 7-to-1 shot, say the bookies. A lot of money went on that during the week. Now, horses are the motif for the next introduction, which is for the United Kingdom. And we move from the Curragh of Kildare through Connemara ponies, racing at Ross's Point and the Curragh there, and even show jumping. And it serves as an introduction to someone who's very fond of the horses, and that is the artist for the United Kingdom, Frances Ruffell. She is wearing a beautiful dress, and her whole look tonight is pre-Raphaelite, and I think you'll find it very, very charming. She first came to prominence, really, with our own Colm C.T. Wilkinson in Les Miserables, the original production in the Barbican Centre by the Royal Shakespeare Company. There's another connection, though, with Ireland in this particular entry, because one of the composers, Mark Dean, is from Drimna. He was in a band called Freedom, and now he's teamed up with George DeAngelis, a young Greek man who's already worked with people like Trevor Horn and Stock Aitken Waterman. And they think have a hit on their hands, win, lose or draw here. There's Frances herself. So it'll be interesting. This is the second favourite at 3-1, and the BBC are expecting great things for Frances Ruffell. That's Mike Reid, their composer, or their conductor rather, and the song is We Will Be Free, subtitled Lonely Symphony. Song number 6.
Let your secrets out, time for confession. Purify your soul, denounce the devil from within. No time for aggression. Can't you see the piece of dust that crumbles in your hand is me? Give me some affection. And though my heart is broken, my picture is forgotten, but I still believe that I can see a piece of me reflecting in your eyes. Never fall. We will be free. We will rise. We'll never fall again. And we will be free. Welcome to the land where all our dreams have planned, and fighting is a thing to do. Sometimes it makes me feel naked like a tree in autumn. And while you dance beneath an angry star, I'm chasing rainbows across the sun. And in this mad equation, I still believe that we can be in harmony. You and me, a chorus in your lonely symphony. Never fall. We'll never fall. And we will be free. We will rise. Never fall. We'll never fall again. And we will be free. Never fall. We'll never fall. And we will be free.
United Kingdom performed there by Frances Ruffell. We Will Be Free. Lots of support in the house for that, and of course we're very familiar with the song from radio plays.
Next we have Croatia with Nekti Ljubac, performed by Tony Cetinski.
Now, as you all probably already know, we are considered a nation of storytellers. In fact, some people think that we never know when to stop. But it is that ability to tell a tale that is still with us today in our theatre, our music, and our film.
Now some images of our theatrical and musical tradition, theatre, television, cinema. See if you can identify some of the faces and some of the images. It serves as an introduction to the Croatian entry, which is entry number 7. The title they have is Nekte Bude Ljubav Sva, which means I'll give you all my love. president at a recent theatrical production with the Minister for the Arts, a Tom McIntyre play, and there's a piece from a television documentary about Beckett, Krapp's last tape. Now, the performance of Juno the Peacock, witnessed by the Croatian delegation, who seem to enjoy it enormously. That's Tony Czesinski, who is their performer. The composers Zelje Klasztorka and Zelio Krishnaric. And the conductor is Radko Slivac, and this is a pretty outside chance at 25-1, the first of a series of big ballads.
Dolazi kiša sa sjevera, jastuk miriše, al boli tvoja nevjera. Nema te, jutro me probudi, tko te ljubio, sve spalio u očima. Sve mi je s tobom netko uzeo, mene si prodala. Za ljubav se bori, a ja nemam snage. Ne, ja nemam snage. Nek ti bude ljubav sva, moja je duša umorna. U venama struji tuga najveća. Ali s mene nećeš otići. Nećeš otići. Ne voliš, više me ne voliš. Sto bi godina moja ljubav trajala. Nek ti bude ljubav sva, moja je duša umorna. U venama struji tuga najveća. Nek ti bude ljubav sva, moja je duša umorna. Ali s mene nećeš otići. Nećeš otići.
One final note, somewhat reminiscent of Johnny Logan, I'll Give You All My Love, as sung by Tony Czesinski for Croatia. The first, as I said, of a series of big ballads, and we've got another big one coming up, and a very interesting performer as well. The backdrop here is very different to the country from which she hails, because this is in County Down, where the mountains of Mourne sweep down to the sea, and I suppose it will help give people outside of this country a sense that there is another Northern Ireland besides the one they see all the time on their television news bulletins, a Northern Ireland which is a haven of peace. Let me tell you about the next entry, though. It's from Portugal, and the young lady in question, her name is Sara Tavares, just 16 years of age, and she's not professional at all. She's just recently been discovered on television over there in a Search for the Stars competition, but she's got a voice that people are going to be talking about. Her idol is Whitney Houston, and she's not unlike Whitney in her delivery and in her style. She's oozing with confidence, I suppose, as only a 16-year-old can. The title of the song is Chamada Musica, Calling My Music, and this is a very musical young lady indeed. composed by Juan Mota Oliveira. There's the conductor Tilo Krasman. The co-composer is Rosa Lobato Faria. Song number 8 for Portugal at 6-1.
Esta noite vou ficar assim, prisioneira desse olhar de mel pousado em mim. Vou chamar música, pôr à prova a minha voz, uma trova só para nós. Esta noite vou beber licor, como um filtro redentor de amor, amor, amor. Vou chamar a música, vou pegar na tua mão, vou compor uma canção, chamar a música, senti-la aqui tão perto, como o vento do deserto, acordado em mim, chamar a música, musa dos meus temas, nesta noite de açucenas, abraçar-te apenas e chamar a música. Esta noite vou servir um chá feito de ervas e jasmim e aromas que não há. Vou chamar a música, encontrar a flor de mim, um poema de cetim, chamar a música, senti-la aqui tão perto, como o vento do deserto, acordado em mim, chamar a música, musa dos meus temas, nesta noite de açucenas, abraçar-te apenas e chamar a música.
Only 16 years of age. She's got a great career ahead of her. Sara Tavares from Portugal. And you can see why she's 6-1 with the bookmakers. Cynthia's gown, designed by Jen Kelly, by the way.
We have the Swiss entry, Sta Fregando, performed by Duilio. But before that, let's pay a visit to a fishing village just a mere 14 miles from this very spot, where you can hoist the jib, splice the main brace, and off you go.
Just heading out to Howth, a nautical theme, a maritime theme, which may be intended for a landlocked country, because we're talking about Switzerland next. We're told that we have, I think, 120 yacht clubs using our 5,500 kilometers of coastline, so we must be the envy of the Swiss who are coming up next. They can choose a language to sing in, whether it's Italian or French or Italian. It's Italian on this occasion, composed by Giuseppe Scaramella, and it's performed by Duilio. Even though they're landlocked, it has all the hallmarks of a Mediterranean ballad or an Adriatic Sea ballad. It's got passion. But I'm afraid it's not going to be in the running at the end of all of this. Duilio, you see that's his name there, that's how it's pronounced, going in to buy some fish to take home to his mammy in Switzerland. Sto pregando, it's called I'm Praying in English. There's the conductor Valeriano Chiaravelli.
Sto pregando per chi non ha ancora capito che la vita ha soltanto un gran dolore. Chi
su quel sarà. Io sto pregando per voi, per tutto il male intorno che circonda la vita. Io sto pregando per tutti, per i sogni distrutti, perché non credere. Io sto pregando il domani, il cielo, il sole, le stelle, che perdoni ogni sbaglio. Io sto pregando per quelli che cercano l'amore e non sanno dov'è. Io sto pregando per voi, per tutto il male intorno che circonda la vita. Io sto pregando per tutti, per i sogni distrutti, perché non credere. Io sto pregando il domani, il cielo, il sole, le stelle, che perdoni ogni sbaglio. Io sto pregando per quelli che cercano l'amore e non sanno dov'è. Sto pregando nel silenzio dei ricordi, che ritorni ancora il tempo dei miei sogni. Risplenderà una luce per quelli che sapranno cercare il sole nell'oscurità.
From Switzerland, I'm Praying, as sung by Duilio. That's the third big ballad in a row, so it'll be hard for each of them to distinguish themselves from the rest, and we're going to have another big ballad in a moment as we look at the pottery of Balik in County Fermanagh. We're going to hear from Estonia shortly. That's a lovely screen painting from Alison Britton. And the fishing flies of Frankie McPhillips, sold, believe it or not, in Harrods of London, and the sculpture of Anthony Scott. So it's obviously a very artistic community up in County Fermanagh. Bad news for the Estonians and for the one Estonian living in Ireland, Peter Rosenberg, is that our friend Sylvie Vreit, who is singing for Estonia, is the one most likely, the bookies say, to get no points at all. She's a 500-to-1 shot, I'm afraid. And it's very difficult singing in a language other than French or German or English. Estonian, they don't think is going to make it, even for an experienced singer like Sylvie Vreit, not too experienced at throwing the pots. The title is Nagu Merilaina, or Like a Sea Wave. There's the conductor, Urmas Latikas. It's composed by Ivar Must and Lelio Tungal.
Misranda merevai kudi e a meremai muhurte peana maine kui drimas vapele kui ti Santi, kui laine
song number 10. 10 down, 15 to go. And that's from Estonia, Silvi Vreit. Jerry back in his Louis Copeland tailored outfit.
And before we go on to the Romanian entry, Dincolo Dinore, performed by Dan Bittman, let's travel through the Georgian grandeur of Dublin City.
Some familiar details to those of us who are resident in the city of Dublin. Fine Georgian plasterwork, the facade of Trinity College. Lovely Georgian windows, so elegant. The Customs House. The Bank of Ireland building, a little detail there. And of course, the quad in Trinity College. By the way, it gives me a little time to just tell you about the opening sequence you saw. The characters, whether it was President Robinson or Bob Geldof or Bono and the Lads, created by Mockness Street Theatre, and a spectacular opening it was. Another spectacle in store halfway through, when we have our interval act, which has knocked the socks off everybody who's seen it. Anyway, this Georgian interlude serves to introduce the Romanians. Dincolo Dinore, Beyond the Clouds is their entry, composed by Antonio Fortuna and Anthony Kirkop, seen here with Dan Bittman, who is the singer. And a fine singer he is too. The odds have shortened on him to 25 to 1 over the last couple of days. Good mixture of rock and ballad. Noel Keelan conducting the orchestra. It's Easter weekend in Romania for the Orthodox Christians. Will they bring home the Easter egg?
În ziua ce vine, poate mă vei asculta. Am ales și rău și bine, o parte din mine. Lasă-mi grija ta, nopți fără vise.
Dan Bittman, Beyond the Clouds, Dincolo Dinore. More accustomed to rock and roll, shades of Joe Cocker there, but making a good fist at that ballad. Oh, Gay and Kathleen there in the audience with President Robinson and her husband Nick. Going back to ancient Ireland now, to pre-Christian Ireland for some of our images. As we reach out to a country far across the sea, a warmer clime, in spite of the fact that the ancient Christians worshipped the sun. they have the sun in Malta. Malta are by far the most competitive of all the nations here this year, 25 nations in all. They would do anything to win the competition. The two singers, Moira and Chris. Well, Moira was at Mill Street last year, and Chris actually composed last year's entry in Mill Street for Malta, and they are about to get married. Beautiful image there, absolutely beautiful image. Because the rules permit a language that is prevalent in your country to be used for the entry, More Than Love is in English, performed by Chris and Moira, showing their love for each other there with a nice tender kiss, given that they're due to be married. Anthony Chirchop last year in 1971 at the Eurovision in the Gaiety is the conductor. So song number 12, 16-1 for Malta.
Promises and dreams, some take me for a laugh, but they don't know what it means. To tell you the truth, I'll never change my youth. Not easy to say, if there's will, there's a way. More than love, what music gives to me. Body and soul, living in harmony. More than love, what music gives to me. You gotta help me, body and soul, live the reality. More than love, what music gives to me. You gotta help me, body and soul, there for eternity. This life is what I own. Gotta make it through. I'm lifting up my heart and I'm giving it to you.
Oh, it was a great build on that ballad, More Than Love, from Moira and Chris. And the Irish connection there is that Garrett and Martina and Patricia were Neve's backing vocals last year in Mill Street.
Next, we hear the Dutch entry, Waar is de Zon, performed by Willeke Alberti.
First, though, let's take a look at the wild and rugged beauty of our landscape. Ireland, beautiful and natural.
We've took ourselves up to Donegal, and we're going to look at some of the images in Dunlewy Folk Park in that county. And this is stressing to all of those who are not familiar with our country just what an ancient history we have, and how, in spite of industrialization all over the rest of Europe, that we have managed to keep a clean and beautiful environment, which of course will become all the rarer over the turn of the century and beyond. Where is the sun? It's a question often asked in this country, but it's the question that's being asked in the song of the Netherlands. Again, we have a veteran performer in Willeke Alberti to sing their song. I'm afraid this is a bit of an outsider, and it's a bit of an old-fashioned song, unlike most of the things which are offered to us by the Netherlands in Eurovision over the years. Now, she had promised to wear an orange dress in honor of Queen Beatrice's birthday, but I think she's changed her mind because she's in dramatic black to match the dramatic set. Harry van Hoof is the conductor for the Netherlands. Just a slight hiccup. Off we go.
Waar ben je gebleven? Waar ging je naartoe? Ik heb nog geschreven, maar nu ben ik zo moe. Ik had me begraven, ik was alles kwijt. Mijn veilige haven, mijn vrede, mijn strijd. Waar is de zon die mij zal verwarmen? Waar zijn je armen en waar is de bron? Waar is het licht dat eindelijk zal schijnen, dat die kou doet verdwijnen? Ik zoek jouw gezicht. De pijn is verdwenen, maar de kilte die blijft. Ik wacht op dat ene dat de stilte verdrijft. Ik wacht op een teken, een stem of een woord dat dit zal doorbreken als jij me maar hoort. Maar waar is de zon die mij zal verwarmen? Waar zijn je armen en waar is de bron? Waar is het licht dat eindelijk zal schijnen, dat de kou doet verdwijnen? Ik zoek jouw gezicht en plotseling was jij daar. Ik zag je weer gaan. Ik keek nog opzij, maar jij bleef naast me staan. Je bleef naast me lopen, je ging weer mee naar huis. Mijn hart ging weer open, voel me weer thuis. Jij bent de zon die mij zal verwarmen. Jouw sterke armen die vormen mijn bron. Jij bent het licht dat nu weer zal schijnen, dat de kou doet verdwijnen. Ik zie jouw gezicht.
Well, she certainly knows how to sell a song. Waar is de zon? Willeke Alberti, Edwin Schimpsheimer and Kurt van Duisburg are the composers there. Now we move on, and we're coming towards the hot favorite. But first, we're going to look at a brand new stretch. Well, it's reopened after 100 years, the Shannon-Erne link, linking those two rivers. And already they have done a year's business in the couple of months that it's been open. Their targets have been superseded. It's a 40-mile-long stretch linking the two rivers. It's appropriate that this should precede Germany because many of our visitors from that country are interested in ploughing the waters of our clean rivers. Let me tell you about the three ladies who are representing Germany because they're the hot favorites at 5-4. And it's a very lively tune, and after so many ballads, this could be just what we all need to give us a little injection of energy. There are three of them: Melanie, M, Catty, Ka, and Dorcas, Do, giving us Mekado. And here the three of them are at the Waterways Visitor Centre in the Grand Canal Basin in Dublin, what's called the Box in the Docks. They're great fun together, these girls. They don't mind singing a cappella at the drop of a hat, and I think they're going to get the place clapping and cheering for a song written by the professionals. That's Norbert Down, by the way, the conductor, but Ralph Siegel and Brent Meininger know how to write a good winning song. We're Giving a Party from Germany. We're Giving a Party. Ralph Siegel and Bert Meininger wrote a little love and a little peace for Nicole when she won in Harrogate. Have they done it again? Well, the crowd here literally have the place hopping and thumping with their enthusiasm for that song. Song 14
Next
for
in
Germany.
Slovakia with Nikonichna Piesen, performed by Martin Dorinda and Tubra Tanka. And now
We've had 15 down and 10 to go as we move on north to a city of two cathedrals. Every blossom of night has closed its eyes, yet so deep is the heaven of yours. Flowers like you are crying without love and dreaming dreams, same as you. That's just a little taste of the lyric of the Lithuanian song. Lots of connections, by the way, between Dean Swift and Armagh. And we're taking a look at some of the views. There's Gulliver being tied down by the Lilliputians. And I suppose in this context, Lithuania is a bit of a Lilliputian because the odds against Lithuania of winning this are 500 to 1. These are the artists: Ovidius Fischny-Auškas, and he is the performer. He also composed the song with Ginteris Zdebska, but as I say, it is not expected to do terribly well. Lullaby is its title.
Next up is Norway with the duet performed by Elisabeth Andreasen and Jan Werner Danielsen. But first, let's go with our Norwegian friends to our National Gallery, home to the works of great artists from Jack B. Yeats to Caravaggio.
Going to see some lovely pictures here in the National Gallery on Merrion Street. The Blind Piper by Haverty. That's Paul Henry's Launching the Curragh. And a wonderful picture, William Leach's Goose Girl and Leach's Sunshade. Moving pictures too. I think this is absolutely delightful. Two regular habitués at the gallery. Jack B. Yeats, of course. But the wonder of the age is the Taking of Christ, the recently discovered Caravaggio. Not to be missed. It's great to see the school children going there, as of course did the Norwegian singers Elisabeth Andreasen, who are mimicking some of the things they found there, and Jan Werner Danielsen, but they're drawing the line at mimicking that one. This is a good song coming up, and it's one that could be a big international hit. There's Pate Knudsen, who is the conductor, but this in English will be a big hit called Duet.
Med din sång strömmar varmen ner, bringer vår till ett frossent syn. Genom is finner sången väg till en är djupt in i mig. Isen går, älven vaknar upp, flommens kraft fyller sin och kropp. För som gråt från ett skiljeväl inne i dig själv som bryter fri. Och då är bossen fri och vild som danser jag vill. En mäktig ström i öret med värmen i vår blod, med styrkan i vår tro, i en sång.
Våg och ge, slipper våren lös. Sann i våren allt som frös.
Flommen går i ett fossefall, våren i kristall bryter frö. Och då är bossen fri och vild som danser jag vill. En mäktig ström i öret med barnen i vår blod, med styrkan i vår tro, i en sång. Fri som flammer i en dans, dött i sin åsans för första gång. Vi är med barnen i vår blod, med styrkan i vår tro, i en
That's a big song. And believe it or not, it's a big fella too, even though he's only 17 years of age. Jan Werner Danielsen. Elisabeth Andreasen won with Bobby Soxers in 1985 for Norway, so maybe she's got something going for her. We move on to the city of Derry, and I think it's appropriate that it should serve as a prelude to the act from Bosnia-Herzegovina, because Sarajevo, from where the lads come, was a city under siege until very recently, and of course Derry had its own history of siege. As you